What's up, guys? James Miller Media here, coming at you with another episode of the Saving Seattle series, where Seattle was almost saved, but Seattle wasn't saved because Seattle couldn't get a save in playoffs. Coming from the day before the offseason starts, we are just going to go ahead and click into autoplay until tomorrow. I've done a little bit of looking around to see, hey, who's going to be good, who's going to be bad, who's going to be ugly. 831, fantastic score. That's great, but not what we're looking for. Let's go ahead and look straight in here. So Jeremiah Estrada, you're coming back. Jose Ramirez, goodbye. Devin Williams, you're coming back. And let's look. Contract extended 1 year, 2.4 million. I don't care. New budget, team payroll of around 200 million. Looking to improve left-handed. Yeah, sure, whatever. And we are who retired? Mike Abel, whatever. Okay. So we already know we are moving on from Jose Ramirez. If we wanted to bring him back, we could bring him back on a large discount. That's fine. That's not who I want to bring back. I want to bring back Brooks Lee. But I also want to say, hey, you know what? Ethan Holiday is 23 years old. He can play third base. He can also play second base. He can also play first base. He could also play shortstop. So, do I want to get a guaranteed 2 WAR for 13? If he can come down to 12 million, 15, and 18, all under team options. I think I'm going to let him walk. I think I'm going to let him walk. Something I'm going to check real quick. Salary arbitration. Pending free agents without compensation. We're losing a lot. I figured I could maybe get Brooks Lee. What if we just did 1 year at 13.5 million? No, I'm not going to do it. I've already tried. I tried getting him. He's going to move on. And yeah. So Connolly early, I think it's time for us to withdraw from him. He's going to be a free agent. Bryce Elder, he was great. I just think 4.8 million might be a little much. Cameron Decker, he's coming back. Brandon Malone, I think we're going to withdraw from him. Carlos Rodriguez, we're for sure withdrawing. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. So you can kind of see what we're doing here, but let's go ahead and look and see how our team did. So overall, wow, great team this year. Johnny Brito came in whenever he was pitching for us. Let's look. Came in, pitched 23% above league average. Just kind of came in, did his thing, was okay. Over 62 innings, did his job. Can't be mad at it. I'm going to go ahead and actually clear pitching staff. So Johnny Brito, yeah, he was not bad. J.R. Ritchie, pleasantly surprised. He's going to get expensive in a couple of years, but considering he put up 3 WAR, pitched, 167 innings, this is exactly the type of stuff that we want out of the top of our rotation. J.R. Ritchie will be back. J.R. Ritchie was phenomenal for us. Jesus Luzardo came out of the bullpen, gave us 2 WAR, pitched 115 innings, did absolutely amazing for us. We're going to be bringing him back at 8.5 million, but Jesus Luzardo is going to stay in that long relief role because he just kills it in that role. Absolutely loved Jesus this year. Devin Williams, he will be back at 12 million next year, wanting an extension. He's looking a little bit better, but we're going to go ahead and bring him back at that 12 million because overall, yeah, no, he did his job. 52 games, 48 innings pitched, did it 17% better than league average. Sure, it may be a little bit expensive, but for the price that is, the setup and late inning reliever market, I'm going to take my 93 mile an hour great free agent signing. Absolutely going to take this. This may be our last year of having him, will be our last year of having him, because we need to start letting people go. That's all I'm going to say about that. Next guy up, Lance Williams. You want to talk about a 14th round draft pick coming up, giving us 1.5 WAR, pitching 150 innings, so much so that he's earned our number 2 spot, and we are going to take him off of a pitch count. 11 wins, 7 losses over 151 innings. Pitching leverage was really good because he really wasn't letting a lot of people on base. 8.1 strikeouts per 9, good strikeout to walk ratio. Gave up. His thing is when he gave up homers, he wasn't doing good. So hopefully we can get that figured out for him next year. But you want to talk about a guy who pitches well above expectations. Guanpei Zhao, absolutely awesome. Going to be making $1.3 million for us next year. He is going to be in a middle relief / specialist role for us. He pitches well, so he's going to stay in here. Sam Hintages, because I cannot say his name, we are going to put him as on the block. But if he sticks, Sam is going to stay as that 7th inning setup guy, right? He's okay. He did really good in the regular season. Over 69 games, 68 innings pitched, 1.1 WAR. For us, he's going to be making $8 million, so that's right on the WAR to cost ratio that we're fine with. His FIP was great. His ERA was okay. Shutdown's great. Meltdown's not good. So maybe this is a long reliever / middle reliever, because looking at that meltdown, shutdown, hold, meltdown ratio was not good. It was a third of the time he was giving up runs. So that's tough. Gregory Soto came over, did absolutely everything we needed him to do. He was great for us. Looking for a contract extension. He doesn't want a lot, but I think it's time to start letting our kids play. He came over, was that guy that we needed at the back end of the bullpen. He's a free agent now. He was 3.2 million. I'm gotta let our team get younger. So Gregory Soto, really appreciate you, but your services are no longer needed. You are going to be going to free agency, bud. Really appreciate everything that you did for us. Josh Hader is already on contract for next year at $2 million with a team option of 1.8 and a vesting option of 1.6. Josh Hader will be on our team as a specialist or a middle reliever. And this year, we may do something a little bit different with our middle relievers. We may go full specialist setup where we have full righty and full lefty specialists to really hound in those pitching matchups. But Josh Hader, if you look at our bullpen right now, we have 4 lefties in our bullpen. Abundance of riches. Now, Nick Green is going into the development lab this year. We are going to see if he can get that control under control. If he does get that control under control, he's going to be our 5th starter. If he doesn't, he's going to move into a stopper role. And he's going to eat a lot of innings in the bullpen. So we're going to move Nick Green there. I think Nick Green is going to be a stopper. He's going to be 7th in close game. I don't want him closing. So his specialist will be set up. Ian Lowry. Ian Lowry can potentially be a starter for us. We are going to try, and he's a dev lab guy. And in fact, while we're talking about dev lab guys, let's go ahead and take care of it. So Nick Green is going to go into the dev lab. So Nick Green, let's look. So Nick Green, he is going to work on control. He's got a little bit of control to get after. And if he gets that and gets a dev boost, boom, he's a beautiful starting pitcher. We're happy. Next, Ian Lowry is going to go for endurance training. If we can get that stamina up, He's got the perfect personality for it. And I think, was he... No, we did not. Anyways, we did not do him last year. That's a crazy way to say it. We did not give him a dev boost last year. Lance Williams, I do not want to do a dev boost on him because I think he's already serviceable. These are guys who, if Nick Green gets a control boost, and he's going to be an absolute top of the rotation dog for us. All right, next guy up. And I'm noticing that we are not seeing a couple players real quick, so let me make sure. Boom, boom, boom. Paul Skeens. Paul Skeens is making $39 million this next year. Paul Skeens has been added to the trade block. Hey, 3.3 WAR in 79 innings is insane. 172 ERA plus, 50 FIP minus, 2.27 ERA, 2.0 FIP. Again, I'm actually going to do this because if we keep him, he's going to be top right here. He's great. But Paul Skeens may find himself as a trade block guy. So we're going to throw him as emergency starting pitcher. And Gregory Soto, we're actually moving you back to no thing. Because if Paul Skeens is back, great. If Paul Skeens isn't back, oh well. Saves us a lot of money. Jeremiah Estrada as well. Partially torn UCL. He's back at $3.5 million. He wants to make $8.5 these next few years. We're going to just let him pitch contract to contract. But if everything works out for him, he's going to be right in the middle relief, or he's going to go into that setup role. So I'm going to put setup on him as well because he may step into that role. He still has 5 months of injury left, so don't know where he's going to be. Nick Green, Ian Lowry, Patrick Forbes. Patrick Forbes was very serviceable for us. Third round pick, came up, half a WAR, was okay. He may be a guy that ends up sticking in the bullpen because he has 2 great pitches, but he just isn't doing great. So Patrick Forbes, sure, he's here, whatever. Bryce Elder. Well, no, not Bryce Elder yet. So yeah, that's where Patrick Forbes is. Nestor Cafe looks good from injury. He's fragile, which sucks. And he's here for a long time. He's here until 2040. Nestor Cafe is going to step into the closer role. Because Nestor Cafe looks like he can absolutely punchy people out. He was a minor league free agent signed in the first year of our series. He's been great. Last year, he was great. The year before that as well. So let's let him, as a 24-year-old, step in and just get it done. Right? Where are we at next? Bryce Elder. Bryce Elder. This dog came in and did great. Hopefully his trade value is high. So Bryce Elder is 31 years old. He's going to be making $4 million. He really doesn't have any peripherals that do good behind him, but he came in, he pitched great, really did a good job. The thing is, he's going to be making $4.8 million next year. And looking at the contract extension, yeah, he wants 5. So, no, I'm sorry. We're going to try and trade him, but he's probably not going to be back. Dean Livingston. Now, Dean Livingston is an interesting case because he did not do good. He 8 innings for us, 4.8 ERA over 93 innings. He got hurt a couple of times. I think Dean Livingston, if he pitches for us, will be that 5th starter. But I think more likely than not, we are going to look to move on from Dean Livingston. Former 35th overall pick for us. Really has not found his footing in AAA in Tacoma. Yeah, as a ground baller, he should be great. But I think Dean Livingston might be moved on from. We're not going to force the issue, but just kind of the way that the cookie crumbles sometimes. Christian Little. Now, this is a guy who potentially could be a starter. I don't really trust him to be a starter, though. He has a little bit of stuff. I think Christian Little's going to stay as that long reliever. And he may be the other half of the Jesus Luzardo coin, where Jesus Luzardo has been lights out and nails for us in the bullpen. Christian Little comes in, does the exact same thing as him. And then Christian Little may get the nod over Jesus Luzardo. I don't know. Looking at it also right here. Okay. Next guy is Mike Russell. Mike Russell is going to be a strictly bullpen guy. He's on the IL. So Mike Russell is going to take a long time to come back. I'm just going to throw him as specialist just because he will be a left-handed specialist as well. But yeah, he might be a guy on the trade block. He's still got 7 months. So it's going to be halfway through the season before he even comes back. So, sucks. Cade Smith rested the entire year. We kind of got him on a decent deal, $4.8 million, signed him halfway through the year. And it was hey, we're going to pay you $4.8 last year to pay you $4.8 this year. So overall, it's an 9 point something contract, $9.6 million contract for this year, spaced out over 2 years. This is a guy who's going to be making a shot at the setup role, potentially in the 6th, 7th, or 8th. So we have a pretty solid back end of our bullpen. Yuri Perez, Rule 5 draft pick, looks like he's going to be decent. Needs to work on that changeup just a little bit more, and then he will be good. But he's a guy who I think we're going to option him down. We kept him for a year. Did a good job. Did I already touch on Ian Lowry? I think I already did touch on Ian Lowry. Yeah, Ian Lowry, I'm just going to throw on specialist because that's probably where he's going to be. If not, so yeah, Yuri Perez, fine. Jack Leiter came over from Texas and then absolutely shoved. I think he is arbitration eligible now. No, he's not arbitration eligible. So yeah, Jack Leiter is going to be a long reliever, extra depth pitching option. So we have 23 pitchers right now. 4 of them are not going to be on our roster next year. I don't even need to talk about Cooper Dorsett. Actually, let me talk about Cooper Dorsett respectfully. I don't even see him on here. There he is. He shoved when he did pitch. He was a 12th round draft pick, has busted his way up, been pretty decent. So he may be a guy that actually sticks with us. 36 innings pitched, 156 ERA plus. Yeah, okay. He might be a guy who gets an extra chance with us. So, kind of a 3A guy. I'm going to throw him as a specialist as well. I wish I could throw mop-up. So, yeah, the mop-up guys are going to be the guys that are potentially going to be optioned down to AAA. Yuri Perez is going to be optioned down to AAA, and I'm just going to go throw him in the specialist role. So, look at that. There is 2 guys who are not going to be back here, and then we have 3 guys who potentially might also not be back here. So, that's 23 guys. 23, 5, that's 17-ish guys. Mike Russell and Cooper Dorsett might start lower, but looking at it as well, if Nick Green and Ian Lowry can step into the rotation, that's going to be huge for us because, boom, there's our 5. If not, we're going to have some decisions to be made. There may be some people who may be cut. Looking at it, though, we also have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 left-handers in this bullpen. Potentially 2 of them being starters. So at minimum 5 in the bullpen left-handed. That'll be great for us. But there's still a lot of leeway, a lot of stuff to be desired. But without further ado, let's jump into this train wreck. Let me look at as well. Do we have we're just going to go ahead and waive and designate you for assignment because you don't need to be on trip. You don't need to be there. Wang Sai, we're going to waive and designate you for assignment because we don't need you anymore. Connolly Early, we're going to try and trade. Yeah, let's talk about Connolly Early real quick. Pitching stats. So he was great for us in the first 2 years that we had him. He's serviceable here last year, but ultimately he's just kind of he's not really good enough to be a starting pitcher. He's the only thing about him is he is a ground baller. So we are going to try and trade him. In fact, we're going to say on the block. We are going to promote him to Seattle, and we're going to try and trade him. But he's a guy who's probably done after this year. Cool. This guy might be up with us sometime this year. Very cool. Is there anyone else we're missing from the team? No, we're not missing anyone else from the team. Sorry to keep y'all sidetracked. All right. Let's go ahead and look at this. We're going to clear all depth charts. And we're just going to take a look at what it is. So number one, absolutely, we have Julio Rodriguez. Julio Rodriguez ain't going anywhere. He is the only one on this team that is going to be a Seattle Mariner for life. Looking over his batting stats right now, he is at almost 1,500 hits by his age 30 season. I don't think he's going to get to 3,000, but I do think he's going to get to 500 home runs. So in his age 30 season, if he can get above 300 home runs, I think he's going to be able to do it. Being able to hit for 31-ish home runs, 30 home runs on average for the last almost decade has been awesome. If he is open to it, have I offered him a contract extension? Time out. I might have already offered him a contract extension. Hold up. This is very important. No, I haven't. Okay. Sorry. Just needed to look at that. So we are going to attempt to offer him a contract. Oh, no, it's because he has 2 more years after that. And we are opting in. We have him for the next at least 4 years. And then we're going to offer him another contract. For sure. Part of me wants to just go into commissioner mode and guarantee all of those years and see if we can go ahead and lock him up for life. JT Realmuto was a trade piece. He came over, did an all right job, good backup catcher. Not a guy who we're going to keep around just because he wants to be in the starting lineup. He wants $3 million. I think we can find better on the open market. Cameron Decker is going to be our first baseman / DH next year. He did fantastic for us. 128 OPS plus. I think there's more in the tank for him as well. Hit 35 home runs, 116 RBIs. He's arbitration eligible. He is going to make 4.2. He wants a lot more. Just going to show you guys right now. We're going to try and offer him 4.1. Save 100K. Boom. Let's hope he accepts that. We're only going arb to arb with him because that's all we can afford. Brooks Lee. I think we just went over the contract that he wants. Yeah, he wants $15 million next year. Can I see offer history? Yeah, I offered him. He wants more money and more years. It's just not happening. We might try and pick him up later again if he goes on to free agency. But JT Realmuto, actually we'll go pinch runners. JT Realmuto is gone. Brooks Lee is going to be gone. Trey Morgan. He just shows up for playoffs and rakes. Last year we knew that -1 WAR was not going to be what he was. This guy is a right-handed feaster machine. He can play left field. He can play DH. I'm going to put him as a secondary utility guy just because, hey, he can play those positions. I think he's going to be good as a left-handed bat in the right-handed lineup. Plays first base positively, so whenever we do want Cameron Decker to go up against left-handed bats, slot him into DH, slot Trey Morgan at first base, boom, we're good. Jose Ramirez, gone. I mean, he was such a non-issue during playoffs. And sure, he came back this year, put up his 2 WAR, but now this is what we get. We're going to get a 250 hitter out of him. Let's move on before we get too deep into it. I don't want to pay him $20 million. That's an easy way to make up some ground. James Wood, honestly, kind of a disappointment when he came over to us. He had a slight improvement over Toronto, but it was a far cry from the 4.4 WAR that he had with Washington. Looking at a contract extension for him, he wants to get paid. I don't blame him. He's just not going to get paid by us. So James Wood, appreciate your contributions or lack thereof, but you will not be with us. Cal Riley is going to finish out the remainder of his contract as our starting catcher. He's starting to really regress. He only had 18 home runs this year. Granted, he played in less games, but he's a guy who we are going to have to need to look to replace. And Josh Guerin or whatever his name is, I don't think is the heir apparent. We may have to trade for a long-term catcher. Just sucks to see that. And I need to actually switch it by WAR. Joey Ortiz, our shortstop. And he's not willing to talk about a contract extension, but he's a guy who we are going to look to extend because, sure, his OPS has steadily dropped over the last couple of years, but he's a guy who zone rating wise, well, first off, AL wildcard MVP, cool, but zone rating wise, he's phenomenal at shortstop. He does a great job. He has a good range factor. He's not going to be the best, but he's going to do really good. And we don't have an heir apparent. We might see if we can get him for 3 years. Actually, he's 32, so he's going to run his course with us, and then we're going to make do. Next guy up, Chandler Simpson. Man, we need to get Chandler Simpson some game time because in playoffs, this guy was nails. Also, he's going to be making $8 million next year. Probably going to opt out at $9.5 million. Chandler Simpson plays incredible left field, decent center field, and then can also play right field. But his OPS went back up this year. His OBP was up. Sure, his slugging is non-existent, but 73 stolen bases. So that is probably 73 singles turned into doubles. 8 triples. So man put it in the gap and just screamed around the bases. 13 doubles. Just absolutely electric. He puts the ball in play and he does incredible things. So we are going to keep Chandler Simpson. Let's look. Cole Young. A little bit of a bounce back year from Cole Young. He's not going to be that 100 plus year or whatever guy for us. He did only play half of the year. If we go look at his splits, I'm curious. Just the major league. So 103 games. Versus lefties, he improved this year, which is a great sight to see. Versus righties, he struggled. June and August, he was terrible. Did not play the month of July. May, he was great. September, he was great. Postseason, he was great. So everything points to me as Cole Young is going to be the next guy to kind of build this team around, pay a little bit extra money to. He's going to be making $13 million next year and then $16 for the next 4 years, potentially 6 years after that. Cole Young is going to be here for the long term. All right, who's next? Jason Dominguez. So Jason Dominguez, we are going to trot out in right field unhappily, right? He's cost controllable. He had 2 WAR. I think most of that is with the bat or with the glove, but like he plays an outstanding outfield. Average across the board ratings, batting stats. Yeah, his splits this year weren't great. March, incredible. April, incredible. May and June, not good. July, good. August, putrid September, terrible postseason, basically unplayable. But I have faith in him to bounce back this year. We already talked about Cameron Decker, already talked about all of these guys. All right, so here are the big decisions. Do we trust Ethan Holiday to come in and play third base? My gut instinct is yes. He's going to play a solid third base. He can slot over to second, slot over to first, potentially could even play some outfield. He's going to be our utility guy. Ratings-wise, he's not going to hit lefties good. He should be all right against righties. And I feel so strongly about this that Ethan Holiday is going to go into player development. This is his one chance. I'm willing to waste a spot on him. Waste a spot. I'm using air quotes. And we're just going to go with quality of contact, right? I think it's quality of contact that I want. With feedback, swing in order to improve the quality of contact, we'll have much more of their contract potential. Boom. Quality of contact. So that is 3 guys. Also, here's another guy, Rich Hernandez. Every time he bats, he just hits. Actually, he regressed a lot this year. So I think it's time for him to go. Oh, yeah, no, he regressed a lot. Yeah, it's time for him to go. So we are going to put him on the block, and then when the offseason starts, we are going to waive and designate him for assignment, and we're not going to call him back up. He's done. And I think that's everyone. I think that is everyone. So let's just check real quick. Cameron Decker, Cole Young, Ethan Holiday, Joey Ortiz, Chandler Simpson, boom, boom, Trey Morgan. So we're losing. Yeah. All right, so we are going to be having 9 players. We need a backup catcher. We're going to need some sort of utility infielder, and we're going to need some sort of utility outfielder. I know, looking at it right now, we have Brennan Malone. We have Byron Payne, Braylon Payne, who looks like actually... I think I'm going to call him up. I think he's going to be that utility outfielder for us. But I'm not going to call him up yet. Ethan Moore looks like he's still doing a little bit okay. Nope, no he's not. Merrick Houston, how did he do? Terrible. Great defensive shortstop, though. But just is not going to be able to put it together. Jonathan Kim is regressing very heavily. But how's this dude look? Minor league free agent signing. Played for Milwaukee. Yeah, he's just not going to be good enough. So we are going to have to go out and get a couple of minor league guys, other guys to call up. Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't have put Wang Tsai on waivers, but oh well. Real quick, let's also look at some of our prospects. Jose Bonilla is absolutely getting a spot. He got called up to high A, struggled a little bit in A and high A, but he's a guy who we're going to just throw to the fire because he needs to do it. So let's just look at our prospects real quick. So who is he? Jose Bonilla. Jose Bonilla, what do you need to do? Do you need to work on gap power? Do you need to work on contact? Do you need to work on eye? I think you need to work on quality of contact. What does generate bat speed? Launch angle into the program, much more power potential. Or do we look at plate discipline, eye potential? Yeah, I think quality of contact just kind of has to be done. Let's look at player development again. Roberto Caballero. In his one game in high A that he got called up, he absolutely killed it. This is a guy, again, we're going to have Roberto Caballero. He's going to go to generate bat speed. Joe Farthing, how did he do? He was a second-round pick. Work ethic, great. Control. Let's go ahead with Joe Farthing and work on control. And I think I got a little bit ahead of myself. Daniel Rodriguez, most recent, he got called up to high A and killed it. Awesome. He's going to be a left fielder. He's not going to be a center fielder. International free agent signings. He's already durable, which is awesome. So Daniel Rodriguez, we're going to send you to the development lab as well. What do we want to send him for? Might be power. Might be quality of contact. Might be plate discipline. Generate bat speed's more fun, though. Let's be honest. And we have one more, and it might be Kai Park. I think we have to do Kai Park because we're going to do two-strike approach, and we're going to see if he can do well. And that's our development lab filled out. Also, other guys we need to talk about. Ian Lowry, up with us. Already talked about him. Jared Herzog, he looks like he potentially struggled in rookie ball. 97 overall. Yeah, no, he actually looks like he's going to be great. So hopefully he can develop a little bit. Antonio Venegas looks good. Scouting discovery. Looks like he's going to hit. Could be a catcher as well, so that's cool. Robin Van de Veen. He's in rookie ball. He was the Express. Well, he got up to high A. Did well in high A. So let's let that guy keep hitting. Damian DeMauro. He's a guy who potentially might be up in Major League Baseball with us next year. For the Javelinas, he's pitching out of his mind. So, yeah, this is a guy who's working his way into being a starter for us next year. Kai Park, he played in AAA and AA last year and absolutely killed it in AA. Needs a little bit more time in AAA. Is he Rule 5 eligible? Eligible, so we're going to have to protect him. Alberto Pena, yeah, not truly. John Garden, man, he's gotten up to AA last year. He's hitting in AA. So hopefully he can put it together, get to AAA this next season and put it together. Daniel Lamelli, he looks like he's going to be a failed draft pick. He still looks like he has a good bat. OSA is much higher on him. So Daniel Lamelli, we're going to hold out for. Gary Kirby, Jonathan Kinchin, wow, he kind of fell off a cliff. He was our first round pick from 2027. Just never developed a third pitch. If we move him to... Yeah, he's already wow, he's stayed in rookie ball, and he's been bad. Joe Farthing's there. Edward Santana. Josh Bell. Josh Bell got up to AA, was kind of stroked around. I think we're going to start him in AAA this year, though, because I think he should be fine in AAA. So we're going to start Josh Bell in AAA next year. And then Ramon Carbajal, he still looks like he's going to be great. No power to speak of, but he's going to put the ball in play. He's got some speed. He's going to be a second baseman. Hopefully he can put it together. Who else? Alfredo Lopez. Alfredo Lopez looks decent. He got up to high A, so I don't know what happened there. But yeah. Yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Draft budget's okay. Development budget's okay. Where are we at with scouting? Scouting's at $27 million because I want the international and amateur scouting. Yeah, that's where we're at right now. Not going to go into too many details. We are going to go to full $36 here because I think we have a good interest available for us. So, yeah. With all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.